Well, hello. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is having a good Wednesday and that we are all having a good week so far. I am so physically exhausted because I've been moving rocks. I've been hauling rocks. And Michael is also not from my front yard to my backyard. And I'm sore and I hurt. That's okay. How are you, Femi? Good to see you. Shine Spark. Michael. How are you guys? How's it going today? I'm watching Auden on the, Hey, it's Grandpa. I don't know how much longer I have. I mean, I assume I'm pretty close to the end, so I don't know. I mean, I'll stream the other ones too. I just don't know exactly when that'll happen because, like everybody goes on and on about Bioshock Infinite. People seem to be kind of, you know what? Let me turn my fan on. It's hot in here. People seem to kind of be, no, I was just saying hello. Everybody seems to be kind of like back and forth on Bioshock 2. My brother even was like, I mean, it's okay. Like, it's fine. But my brother's favorite is the first one. So, but I'm gonna be kind of sad to see it go as well, honestly. Because, oh, Infinite has a DLC. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know that. I'll be sad to see it go too, because it is a very, very unique game, and it's very different than anything I've ever played. And I actually have kind of been proud of myself for playing this game, because I thought, granted, it's not as scary as I thought it was gonna be. And so, but I'm really proud of myself for like throwing myself into it, trying it. I was afraid I was gonna get motion sickness, and I was afraid it was really, really gory. And I guess it is gory, but it's gory in such a weird, totally stylized, very unrealistic way. It just looks like paint, honestly. I mean, I know what it's supposed to be, but it just looks like paint. There's a huge difference between that and something like Dead Space, which still pops up in my YouTube feed every once in a while, and I'm sad about it. Shinespark is finally completely done with Hollow Knight. Couldn't do much more, so I called it complete enough for me. Rest of the endings and things I couldn't do, I'll watch on Twitch. I totally respect that, because they created that game. They created that game with everybody in mind. The people that just want to play the game and be done with it and be like, that was great, I really loved that. The total completionists that want to do everything. And then the people that just love to be punished hardcore with like the Pantheon and stuff. And then like the final boss, which involves like dream nailing and stuff like that. I can honestly say, okay, did you do the Grim Troop? I imagine you probably did. So because you played Hollow Knight now, and because I played Hollow Knight like after all the DLCs had come out, I'm pretty sure the White Palace and the Grim Troop were both DLCs. And so I just thought they were part of the game. I don't blame you in the slightest. I've played the game 3 different times, and I only beat Grim this most recent time I played it. And it took me so long, and I almost quit so many times, but I finally somehow managed to do it. I was astounded. Like that right there was my crowning moment. Like I almost feel like that fight is more difficult than like the true ending final boss in my opinion. He's just so fast. And so I think it kind of like the first time I played it, I was like, nope, not going to do the Pantheon. Nope, not even going to. Nope. I tried Nightmare King Grim maybe like twice, and I was like, you know what? I'm fine. I think I got just the original ending, maybe the second-ish ending, but I couldn't really beat the very final one. And so it took me 3 different playthroughs before I was able to finish all the things I wanted to finish. I never finished the Fool's Coliseum. I was never able to do that. And then the Pantheon was just crazy. Hey, Tornachi, how are you? Don't quit. Oh, you've never heard of the White Palace? Okay, White Palace is down in the Ancient Basin, and it is over by there's like a little, this isn't like a crazy spoiler to what the White Palace is, but there's like a big long room that you go all the way across, and there's like a crumbling kind of ruin, and then there's like a body laying there, and it's got like the little dream stuff above it. And if you go past that, there's a tram station, or I'm sorry, not a tram station, what's it called? Stag station. So the stag station that's in the Ancient Basin. Did I call it the Deep Basin? Ancient Basin. The White Palace is like right outside that. Did you beat any of the dream bosses? Did you go back to beat any of them? Because you can redo all the bosses as dream. So there's Nightmare King Grim, right? So you can like, he's like the worst of them all, right? But then you can do all the other ones too. There's like the Lost Kin and the Soul Master or Tyrant or whatever. Anyway, the Soul Master gave me a really hard time my first playthrough. This is Hollow Knight. I'm proud of Susie. It takes a lot of self-control to walk away a certain part of the game. I finally reached a point with like Shinespark where I was like, you know what? This is good enough for me. I am not a completionist that way. I don't feel like I had to do the Pantheons or anything. There is a point I reach where I'm just like, it's not fun after that. And I don't want to tarnish my love for the game because I just get angry. So I did the first 2 Colosseums, and there are a bunch of like little secret areas too. Like there's a secret area over by the Colosseum that you could find. There are like little secrets here and there. I never finished the Hunter's Journal all the way, but I do love the Hunter's Journal. You know, there are certain NPCs you find in each way. Hey, Dad Bods! How's the girlfriend? How's she doing? Like there are certain places you can find coral, certain places you can find cloth, certain places you can find Tivo or whatever his name is. And if you find them all in the certain places you're supposed to, then you find them in other places as well. There are all sorts of little secret-y type things. And if you're into that, that's great. And if you're not, totally fine. Absolutely fine. To me, it can be more fun to start over than grind through the end stuff. Although I do try to beat Trader Lord before finding cloth the second time. Oh man. Can we just take a second and just admit that Trader Lord is one of the worst bosses in my opinion. Hey Bosh, how are you? Plucking your eyebrows on the couch. You know what we were always told? Chain, good to see you. I was always told when I was in esthetician school, so I went to school to learn how to do waxing and hair removal and manicures, pedicures, facials, all that stuff. And we were always told that you pluck a chicken and you tweeze a client. So I'm not saying you're wrong and I'm not saying your girlfriend's wrong. I'm just saying for me, we got like in big trouble when we were in school and we'd be like, okay, well you can always just pluck. And they'd be like, you pluck a chicken, you tweeze a client. Okay. I also had to learn that it wasn't a bed, an aesthetic bed. I had to learn to call it a table. So, you know, I love that the vendor always gives you geo for findings and always says Velmi Artress. That's right. I know his words like the language. I actually didn't sell any of my stuff. Stratlaw, good to see you. You also pluck a turkey. That's true. Anything with feathers. I don't know. That's like what we were taught when we were in school. We were taught to pluck a chicken. We were not taught to pluck a chicken. We were saying pluck a chicken, tweeze a client. And that stuck with me for a long time. But then I went into eyelashes and I wasn't tweezing and removing hair. I was adding synthetic hair. So ever learn laser hair removal? I have not ever heard of, I did not learn laser hair removal. Laser scared me. I was terrified to learn laser, but you know where the money is in aesthetics? Medical aesthetics. So that's in laser hair removal. That's in like really intense chemical peels, laser treatments for acne, stuff like that. That is the type of stuff, or like really intense microdermabrasion, which is basically like sandblasting the skin. It's amazing. If anybody has like, acne scarring or scarring of any kind or like uneven, you know, if you've got that pockmarked kind of skin from acne scarring and whatnot, first of all, I'm so sorry. Acne ruins lives, and that may sound ridiculous, but it's absolutely true. Nobody should suffer from acne, and it is so hard on teenagers, and a lot of parents don't get that, especially if they didn't suffer from acne themselves. But a lot of times you get that pockmarked look when you have acne scarring from when you were younger, or if you have adult acne. Microdermabrasion will make all that go away. It takes a couple sessions, but it is the most amazing thing you can do on your skin. I have never had laser hair removal either. And Cheney got lasers on my eyeballs. Okay, so funny story. Long time ago, I was given an opportunity to choose, long story short, I was given an opportunity to choose whether I wanted a new bed or I wanted like LASIK. And I chose a new bed, and we got one of those dang Tempur-Pedic mattresses because I was sold on the Tempur-Pedic. And you know what? The Tempur-Pedic mattress was the worst mattress I've ever had in my life, but I wanted it to work and I wanted it to be amazing so badly that I told myself it was fine. We had that bed forever and I hated it. Ander has restless leg and he runs 4 miles in his sleep at night. And I was told I wasn't gonna feel that, but that's only if you have their special like box frame. And we couldn't afford one of those. And so I wish every day I would have chosen LASIK, and I'm super salty about it still. Some of the stuff she gets for her face. Yeah, I told her to learn that. Those ladies are loaded. Yep. Hey, DJ, good to see you. Oh, I've heard great things about Purple. Purple is supposed to be a wonderful company. And I think originally there was a company similar to it called IntelliGel. And we slept on IntelliGel beds when we were in Belgium. No, Luxembourg? What's the teeny little country? I think it was Luxembourg. Is that Luxembourg? Where you can literally just drive right through it? I think it was Luxembourg. And we stayed and we slept on IntelliGel mattresses, and those were the best mattresses we've ever had. Rumi, I see your name there. Doling out the channel points. How are you? Yeah, I really wish I would have gotten LASIK. I'm really sad about it. Maybe I'll get it someday. I don't really know. But I hesitated because I was like, well, I haven't had kids yet. I've been told that after you have kids, your eyes change. Well, you know what? Even if your eyes change and you still need contacts and stuff, that's fine. I need such strong contact lenses. At least with LASIK, I wouldn't need as strong of contact lenses. Or maybe I would just need readers as I get older or something like that. But I am as blind as a bat when I don't have my contacts in. I used to have a waterbed. My parents had a waterbed. And I can remember multiple times when it popped and their bed flooded. You know, waterbeds are not. Ooh, yeah. My eyes are, I think mine are like -4 something. My eyes are terrible as well. Uh-oh, Vash had a bad experience with LASIK? That's because of the procedure you did, but not the actual process? What? So, wait, there are different procedures? I thought LASIK was just one cut and dry thing. They cut your cornea open or whatever it is. Speaking of corneas, Charlotte got a scratch on her cornea last stream when I got the call from the school. And we had to take her to urgent care that night. And sure enough, they put that dye in her eyes and she had a big old scratch on her eye. Charlotte is the same way. Luxembourg is smaller than Rhode Island. Now I just need to know how big Rhode Island is. So I'm pretty sure we were looking for an island. I'm pretty sure we were looking for our hotel and we drove right through the whole country looking for our hotel. And now I'm living in Texas, which is like one of the largest. I mean, it's a state, it's not a country, but you could fit almost like the entire like UK in Texas alone. Jordachi sees really well. I'm the other person in my family who doesn't need glasses or contacts. Well, good for you. We all love you for that. Congrats on that journey. That's right, you are colorblind. Well, Joe, my brother, doesn't need glasses or contacts. Joe has never needed glasses or contacts. He never needed braces. I had braces in high school. Charlotte's gonna need braces. I can already tell. Her teeth are like this. My mom had braces. My dad needed braces. Treated himself to some new teeth recently, and he looks absolutely fab. But my brother he's always had good skin, good teeth, good eyesight. Oh, but he's lost his hearing. He's losing his hearing because of all his years drumming. So, you know, it's one of those things. Okay, wait. Gross eye stuff warning. Oh, how's Charlotte feeling? Oh, Chain, that is bad. Wait, the higher the number, the worse it is, right? The higher the number, the more blind you are. I think I'm at a 4.75. I have a weighted contact in this eye. I have astigmatism, so I have one of those, like, what are they called? Toric lenses. Charlotte's fine, but she's just like Ander. When she's uncomfortable, she gets so prickly. She doesn't want to be touched. She doesn't want to be held. She doesn't want to be talked to. She doesn't want anything. She just wants to wrap up in a blanket and just sit in her bed and be alone. That's like what dogs do when they're sick, right? Ander is the same way. Doesn't want to be talked to, doesn't want to be touched, doesn't want to be asked any questions, nothing. And as a mom, when your kid is uncomfortable, it's just your natural instinct to be like, is there anything I can do for you? Like, I tried to make her a little patch. Like, I tried to put one of my stretchy, like, workout headbands, you know, that's soft cotton. I tried to put that, like, around and put, like, a thing on her eye so she didn't have to keep it open. And she just, you know, don't touch me. Like, she ripped it off of her face. This is uncomfortable. And it just breaks my heart as a parent, but at the same time, like, I have to just learn to step back and be like, okay. But that day, so my, oh my gosh, stop the presses. Bald Barman just entered the chat box. How are you, my friend? It's so good to see you. Wow, I used to sing with Bald Barman in Twitch Sings days. Oh man, it's so good to see you. Rhode Island is 3,144 square feet, square kilometers, square feet, square kilometers. I don't know exactly how many, okay, kilometers to a mile. How many miles is that? Texas is the same size as France? Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Bald Barman, I think, is in Scotland? Somewhere over there in the UK. I can't remember. I just remember always loving his accent. 2 days ago, the stream was great and I had a really great morning, and everything after the stream absolutely tanked. Like, that was one of the worst afternoons I've had in a really long time. Charlotte got home from school, miserable. Bubs woke up from her nap, miserable. Everybody was crying, sad, upset. Everybody was just angry. And Ander got home, and he was tired, and I was just drowning in upset kids. And I made dinner, and everybody just cried during dinner. And I was just like, I don't understand why I do this. I don't understand why I make dinner. And Auden is now fighting her nap, and I'm super salty about it. Okay, there's LASIK, PRK, and custom LASIK. PRK is as good as custom LASIK, but it has longer recovery and it's cheaper. What about those really, I currently have a baby trying to eat my face. Hey, I'm in that. I have that. Well, I don't know. She's a toddler now, so she doesn't do that as much, but I've been in those days. I've been in those days, a lot of those days. Baby eating face, that's those are some core memories right there. Never mind, Texas is bigger than France, but France is more populous. Well, I guess that makes sense because everything is really scrunched together in France. Like, everything is built up. I remember when we went to France, we were there for 2 days. We stayed in Paris, and I remember going to a McDonald's there, and the McDonald's was like 6 stories tall because it was literally squished in between all these different buildings and stuff. So that does make sense that there's, like, Texas, there's a lot of nothing, right? Everything is really spread out. You have to have a car in Texas. In France, everything is really close together. Everything's all squished together. My newest one is 6 weeks old and just had a bottle. Oh, congratulations on a new baby. That's so exciting. Babies are so great. They're hard, but they're great. C Prime's not going to make it as a pirate of the high seas. Yeah. Yeah, probably not. Her vision is great. But man, she is just like Ander. When she gets sick or something, she is so touchy. And I'm sorry, like, I get that. I completely understand, but there's the other part of me that's like, no. That is still a choice. I am trying to help you. I am your mom. You don't talk to me that way. I'm trying to help you out. And then I had like this crying toddler on one side, and she's crying and Charlotte's crying, and I don't even know how to help her, right? I knew it was a scratch. When 5 hours later, she said it still hurt, I was like, there's no way. This is gonna be something more intense. Okay, what about this new, oh, Vosh says gross eye stuff warning. Yeah, I did the flap process where they cut a flap to get to the eye instead of using a stronger laser through the eye. That sounds crazy. There's a new thing where they can implant like a contact into your eye now. I see these ads on YouTube or Instagram or whatever where like Joe Jonas is like, yeah, I had this contact like grafted onto my eye. And I'm like, well, of course you did, Joe Jonas. You're Joe Jonas. You have the money to just drop on whatever you want. I don't think insurance would really cover that unless it's dire circumstances. I could be wrong. I'm going to go out on a limb and say my insurance probably won't. Actually, I don't even have vision insurance. So there you go. Yeah. If you have glaucoma or you have like really severe cataracts or something like that, insurance will cover it. But I think if you're just like, I'm tired of wearing contact lenses, fix me. Like Rumi said, be a cyborg, bad cyborg, bad cyborg. I don't know what to do with my baby. She hasn't gone down to sleep yet. I guess we'll just kind of wait and see, as long as she's not upset. I actually put her down late yesterday. I put her down at like 2 o'clock instead of her normal 1:15, and she went right to sleep. And I let her sleep until 4. Hey, Kaylis, how are you? And Alcondros! Good to see you guys.
Understand!
Am I winning? I haven't even switched over to my game yet. Well, I love just chatting with you guys, and then I suddenly realized, oh yeah, it's been 25 minutes and I'm not even playing my game yet. We've been chatting about LASIK and how big countries are, because I remember driving through Luxembourg looking for our hotel. Oh, and that was on July 4th, because I remember sitting in the cafe in the hotel at night and being like, so are there gonna be like fireworks? And my dad said, fireworks for what? And I said, for the 4th of July. And my dad goes, you do realize we're not in America, right? And I was like, yep, got it. Yes, I understand. So that was not one of my better moments. Not one of my. The US is as big as Europe? Really? You know what? Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. I'd love to go back to Europe. Andrew doesn't want to travel there with me, but I would love to go back. I'd love to go back and revisit all the places I went when I was 14. I have a journal about it all. And I'd also love to go to Rome, and I'd love to go see Stonehenge. We never got to go see Stonehenge, and I'd love to go to Ireland. So far, today has been a good day. So I am like really super tired. I've been hauling rocks. We have this front little garden area that we just don't have any idea what to do with. So I got the idea, well, let's just fill it with rocks. Like, I don't want to plant anything in it because I can't keep anything alive and I don't have time and I don't want to. So we filled it with all these rocks. But then we decided, no, we should probably build an awning outside Charlotte's bedroom because she gets the most sunlight and we need to filter that sunlight so it keeps our energy costs down. And the rocks don't look great. And so I've been hauling them wagon by wagon into the backyard. So I'm sore and I am tired. Europe is pretty cool. Like, Europe is the United States is such a new country. Like, there are places in Europe that are older than our entire country. There are rocks in Europe that are ancient. So I remember having a really good time going to Europe. I loved it. I was all about it. We had a great time. It was super fun. Ready for my contacts with the custom HUD. Total life percentage. 49%. Morgan! Good to see you. Let's slide on over to Bioshock, shall we? I have socks that are older than your country. Update on PC stuff. So I got word on the street in my email is that I should have all my parts by the end of this week. I don't know. We'll see. The shipping labels have been created and all that stuff. I got my SSD today, but that doesn't matter because I'm sending that back anyway. So right now I'm waiting on my case and I have my power supply. And then I'm waiting on my M2 chip or memory or whatever it's called. M.2. According to my orders, they say they should all be here between like today and Friday. So I have no idea like what that means or like if I don't know when I'll be able to make this build happen, but it's getting there. Like the parts are coming in. I got that SSD today, but I'll be sending that back. I'm not going to send it back until the whole thing's built because I want to make sure everything is. I love PC upgrades for me. I love PC upgrades for me too. But I'm scared I'm not going to be able to build it or I'm going to do a really bad job or whatever. I'm not really sure. I don't even know how to set up for a like Discord voice video chat for it. I don't really know where to put the camera. Like, I don't even know. Well, I have an SSD and an M2, but I was going to send the SSD back because that was $50 I could get back, you know? We're looking for large zaddy boots in the library with the candlestick. With, what's his name from Clue? Colonel Mustard. Am I in the library? No, I'm not. What are those? Proximity mines? Okay, well, I can't carry any of those. So, okay, I don't know how close I am to the end of this game.
You know, you should be thanking me. I brought you here. I showed you who you are. Nobody never told you nothing but lies till I come along.
If that's supposed to make me feel better, you are wrong, sir. Oh no, that's the... Oh, wait. Wait a minute. I just literally walked out of a door. How is that not... Oh. And now suddenly I'm not in the library anymore? I have so many questions. Because look, this says, nope, you're not in the library. How do I get to the library? I have so many questions. Were you saying you need to set up Discord video to get someone to help you set up your PC? I know how to do a watch party, and I know how to set up, like, I know how to, or not a watch party, that's what I call it. I know how to set up, like, a voice channel with audio, with video and all that stuff. I'm saying I don't know where to put my camera. I don't know if I need to put it, like, overhead Or if I just need to put it like where it is now. Because I could use Anders' desk behind me. That has a lot more space. I don't know how to get to the library. Okay, this is where he went, right? Using, okay, yeah. Yes. If I go through, wait. If I go through this door, it literally just spits me out. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Do I need to go up the stairs?
What's the matter, Mary? You look like you could use a boost.
Super far away, aiming at the table. So I need to hang it from the ceiling. Super far away. Coming from someone who did digital builds for 5 years. Aiming at the table. So does it need to be above it, looking down? Or just like, could I leave my camera there and build over here? Because that would be great. Because then I wouldn't have to move anything. I do have a second camera, and this one isn't mounted to anything, so I can just move that. Maybe I need to go upstairs? I have so many questions. I always have so many questions. This whole game is nothing but questions. How do I get up the stair? Okay, here. This is how I get up the stairs. Okay. Hey, Morgan, how is Hogwarts Legacy? Ah! Somebody's here! Oh my gosh, where did you come from? That is always the question. They literally, maybe he came from the ceiling. You know what? That is not the first time that's happened. So. I did at an angle so they could see the front and the inside of the case, but hanging above the table would be, you want to point at things a lot. I honestly don't know how to get into that because it says Mendel Family Library. Like, goal info? I don't want to click close or show hint. I've never done that this entire game. What was that? This just leads us back to the same place. I don't understand. Oh. This is the same place where we were. Oh, maybe. Oh! Oh my gosh, we found it. Oh no! Ugh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you haven't played more yet. But my brother is obsessed. So I'm assuming it's a win. That is good. Which brother? Little or big? Little brother? Big brother? They're both your little brothers, but like little brother or older brother? Wow, it took me forever to...
I understand!
Oh, hello! I didn't realize there was a dead guy right there. Sorry, dude, my dude. Yeah! That was so good. That was so good. I think I see... Oh, I thought I saw something glowing, but it's a lamp. It is a light situation. I'm playing too much Overwatch 2, and it's cut into my Hogwarts Legacy game time. Oh, the youngest one. Okay, that makes sense. Has he read all the Harry Potters? Oh, there they are.
Don't run away from me!
Who are you? Yeah, see you later. I ask that literally every time. I ask that every time I kill somebody. I'm like, who are you? And the reality is, it doesn't matter. They're all insane. They're all trying to kill me. Like, it doesn't really matter. Although, for a second, I thought that actually might be Tenenbaum, because I don't trust Tenenbaum either. I will not lie.
We are getting somewhere. Now we will find some pheromones for you and a voice box.
A voice box.
We have got the work to do.
So I sound like one of those things. That's fantastic. Ah, this is so unexpected. Become a large zaddy. What? Okay, where do we go now? Oh, he's just seen the movies. Well, I love the books so much. I love them. I love them. And I know everybody's all up in arms about J.K. Rowling and all that stuff, and playing the game makes you hateful and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sorry, but you can't tell me that every single piece of media you choose to watch, you choose to play, you choose to listen to, you choose to read, you agree with 100% everything the person who created it does or says. I mean, you in being hateful towards somebody because they are playing a game, you're doing the exact same thing that you don't want other people to do to you for being whatever way you're being. Like, that makes me so mad. I've seen it. I've seen so many videos of people, you know, talking about, and I know a lot of it is kind of an agenda, but and it's a hot button thing right now, and people are, you know, have a lot to say about it and everything. But I'm just like, you know what? If you judge somebody else for what they're doing, you're no better than somebody judging you for what you're doing. So there are plenty of movies, plenty of directors, plenty of things of things that I don't agree with when I, you know, if I watch a movie or whatever, but that doesn't mean you have to boycott the product.
Your life, your family, they're a fairy tale, kid. No more real than something you read about in a Saturday.
Oh my gosh, she's still awake. I cannot believe she's still awake.
Bastard. A motherless freak, whipped up in a half-baked science experiment.
Am I listening to the witch trials of J.K. Rowling? What are those? It does not sound great. Is that like a podcast? Like I was saying, like you can't judge. I mean, I guess you can, but it's not fair for you to judge somebody because they choose to play a certain game. If you're going to claim that by you purchasing the game Hogwarts Legacy, okay, well, you're putting money in her pocket or whatever, well, then you need to double check every single piece of media you take, read, learn, watch, whatever, and you need to make sure you agree 100% with everything that person says or agrees with or whatever before you watch that movie. And then tell me if you agree with 100% of everything every director says, every author says, every single actor says. Come on. Like, let's be real. People just want to start fights. That's really all it boils down to. They just want to argue with people. They just want to fight, and they just want to try and argue and say, well, you're wrong and you're a bad person. Since when did it ever become okay to call anybody a bad person? Like, I absolutely... Oh, it's a podcast. I need to write that down. That's astounding to me that anybody would feel like they could say, you're a really bad person. What a horrible thing to say. And, like, that's not up to you. You are one person. Witch Trials, JK. I've actually been trying to decide what to listen to next. Maybe I'll do that as a... I mean, that's a podcast, but I also have the book Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I wonder what Adrian Tchaikovsky believes about women's rights or people's rights or whatever. Honestly, I don't really care. He wrote a really amazing story, and I'm going to listen to it because it's amazing. And you know what? I'm the type of person that believes that someday, however, whatever you believe as a religious person or a non-religious person or whatever, I'm a religious person. I believe everybody is going to come to terms and is going to have to face their choices or whatever, you know. And that's not up to me to say, well, you're a bad person or whatever. It's up to me to be kind and be like, okay, I respect your opinion. Totally respect your opinion. I can separate the two too. Boycotting is notoriously ineffective. There was a great video, I'll post it on the Discord. There was a great video that some guy made about what it's like to buy Hogwarts Legacy right now. And he makes so many great points. And he brings up, you know, bullying streamers because they're playing it is such a ridiculous way to try to get your point across. That you're coming across a perfectly random person that you don't know, You don't know what they stand for. You don't know, like, what their channel stands for and, like, what they do, what kind of person they are. You're just going to come into their chat and you're just going to automatically start calling them a transphobe and say they hate trans people and blah, blah, blah because they're playing Hogwarts Legacy. You're doing the exact same thing that you don't want other people to do to you. It's all it is intolerance in the name of tolerance. All it is. You can have your own opinions and you can decide whatever you want to do. And you don't want anybody to give you any flack about what you believe. But oh, no. I get to be free about what I believe. But you, no. You have to believe what I believe. Or you're a bad person. That's asinine. That's so childish. I can't even. I'm totally can't evening right now. I can separate the books and the person. I don't agree with everything she does either. And I think she's made a lot of really dumb statements on Twitter. Like, why would you do that? Why would you can feel that way, fine. But why would you go out and literally just start a war for no like, why? Why would you put so many people in such an awkward position? But you know what? You also don't have to respond. Like, you don't have to respond online. DJ! My voice still isn't better. And I feel like every time I inhale, I sound like I don't know. Posted from the fruits of child labor in third world countries. What is? The books? Or the I don't understand what that means. Posted from the fruits of child labor in third world countries. Are you talking about Harry Potter? Like what J.K. Rowling does? The judgment nature of the world right now is why I enjoy your stream so much. Because it's not. Listen, I can respect anybody that can also respect me. I have my own beliefs about, you know, gender and equality and things like that. Like, I have what I believe. But if somebody is willing to be respectful and have, like, a respectful discussion and be able to be like, you know what, I don't really agree with you, but I still think you're a cool person and we can still be friends. Man, that, like, that's it. I am in no place to, I'm in no place to condemn anybody for anything. That's not my job. That's not who I am. And that's not what I've been taught. I was taught and have been taught all my life to be Christ-like. Have I not been in here yet?
Here is where you'll be finding the voice box to have sound like one of those big daddies.
Ugh, I don't want to sound like... I don't respect anybody, Rumi says. You all just suck. No. The reality is, I really love people. I love people, and it makes me really sad that everybody's just turning on everybody else because they cannot handle that you might share and disagree with them. They just can't handle that. And Dadbods said it right on the Discord. We were talking about this a while back, and Dadbods was like, all these people... Honestly, I think most of all this hate and everything is realistically an online culture thing. You don't ever see people... Unless you go out and actually, like, you know... actually purposely find people to argue with and actually make these arguments, you really don't find people out in the real world, like, having these discussions and stuff. Most of the time, people in the real world are like, you know what, this is not worth my time. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. You know, if you want to believe that, that's fine. Most people, I think, will probably just walk away from that argument. Just be like, okay, whatever. We'll just agree to disagree. Oh, hello. Because, like, and if you're going to be so awful and rude, how are you going to change somebody's mind by being a jerk? That's not how you change somebody's mind. You change somebody's mind by having a realistic, adult conversation with them. If you start screaming at somebody, or you start interrupting them, or you start saying, no, you're wrong, well, the conversation's just shut down. Nobody wants to have a conversation with somebody that can't have a conversation. That's like my conversation with my 2-year-old. Like, what? No. That is not a conversation. That's a one-sided argument. It's insane. And what Morgan said earlier is also true. Almost everything has something bad if you look deep enough. You can enjoy something without liking or agreeing with those parts. Totally agree. Absolutely agree. 100%. Well said. Here. Okay, I'm going to listen to this.
I'll admit Fontaine showed some foresight when he built up the plasmid business. But the man really never understood sales. Hiding those little girls beneath a bushel. I've just seen the preliminary design work on the new plasmid machines, and they're exactly what I wanted. Mark my words. Presented properly, those little sisters
What are they?
are marketing gold.
I don't understand. Strawlock says criticizing people with lots of power is necessary and not the same as arguing with randos online. I do agree with that. Obviously, there are things that need to be talked about and there are things that need to be discussed. And obviously, if somebody's in a position of power and they're abusing that power or they're doing wrong things with it or they're hurting people with it, I completely understand. You know, there's a difference between that and arguing with random people online. However, I understand a lot of people have a lot of hate toward J.K. Rowling right now, but I don't feel like it's fair for you to be like, no, you can't play this game of this world that you absolutely love, that literally changed the literary world forever, and because that makes you a hateful person. That does not make you a hateful person. That means you really like playing a game. That's different. That is so different. I hate everything about this. My phone, which I am posting on, was made from child labor. You can't boycott everything, is what I was referring to. You are right. You are right. Well, and that's another thing that Dadbods just said about being toxic. That's another thing. Like, everybody these days wants to be like, oh, this person doesn't respect your, like, this person, okay, respect is different. This person disagrees with you on this topic. Oh, well, they're a toxic person, and you don't need that in your life, so get rid of that. Nobody needs that kind of negativity in their life. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, I guess, like, that's what makes the world go around. Like, all these different beliefs and things, and I don't know, I guess I just can't imagine literally living in a world that nobody ever disagrees with me, ever, 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 ever. Like, how do we learn things? How do we learn new things? How do we, well, and you're not, and we're not, and, you know, this generation is growing up talking, you know, unable to discuss anything because they just get angry. Nobody's perfect. Everyone is flawed. Even the Kardashians. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you just coughed without covering your mouth in my kitchen. Dadbods, thank you! You get a song snippet if you want one. Ah! Yeah, just stay down. I'm trying to focus on my game, but I'm so invested in this chat we're having. Ah! I needed to take a drink. You ruined it. Good sir. Ain't that the truth? People like the burger, but fight the process that it takes to get there. And you know, everybody has a soapbox. Everybody has something that they're passionate about, or multiple things that they're passionate about. And I get that. I'm all for that. I love that people have passions and they want to make changes. I think that's amazing. But making changes is not screaming at people or telling them that they're horrible people or just like yelling at them and just being disrespectful. That's not the same thing. There's a way you can have these conversations with people in an organized, you know, kind and calm manner instead of just screaming at them and saying, "No, you're horrible. You're a terrible person," or whatever. Hello. Look at me! Look! I'm one of you! Or something. Maybe not on the way yet. Oh, I thought I missed something. Dang, ads reminded me. Longest 45 seconds of my life. Oh, shoot! I don't think that is a very good weapon for that. Yeah, look at that. Hardly any kickback. I was gonna say that's amazing, but that was bad. Yeah. I love that she, like, follows him or her, as it's, like, trying to kill you. As if she's totally invincible. She must be. Yes. Our favorite part. Thanks for the Adam, little girl. Did I get everything out of here?
Thank you for helping me.
My takeaway from all this is just be kind. You just have to be kind. Being hateful doesn't get anybody anywhere. And accusing people of being bad people and just being hateful and mean and making TikToks and things saying you're a bad person and all that stuff, that's not kind. It's just not. So my biggest thing is just be kind. You should always try and be kind if you can. And if somebody won't let you be kind, walk away. Like, just walk away. You don't have to join in that negativity. If that's the way they want to live their lives, fine. That's the way they want to live their lives. You don't have to participate in that. And you don't have to argue with randos online because you can literally just not respond. It's actually probably the most powerful move you have is to just not respond. My mother-in-law gets in arguments with people online because she cannot not have the last word. And I'm like, that's just something you're gonna have to just figure out. You're like, I guess you're just doomed to always just have these ridiculous arguments with people online because you can't just let it go. It's hard. It sucks. Like, I totally get it. I totally get wanting to argue with people. Sometimes I watch these videos of these people being really hateful, like on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, or they say things that I don't agree with, and the comments are filled with a lot of really nasty things and stuff, and part of me wants to, like, comment and say something, excuse me, but then I'm like, what good? Like, what good is that gonna do? It's not gonna do any good. It's just gonna make people angry, and we, you know, obviously they've shown they can't have a legit conversation. So what good is that going to do anybody? It's not going to do anybody any good. Which means it's doing nothing for nobody. Which means it's doing something for somebody. Where is this voice box? Oh, I think that's it. No. I don't even know. Okay. That's glowing. Maybe. This? Nope. Live subject testing. That's scary. I cannot believe my child is not asleep yet. We even ran all over the place this morning. As I was, like, doing rocks and stuff.
You think turning yourself into one of those tin men is a two-way street?
That's a... Oh my gosh! That is a horrifying, horrifying machine.
First in line.
Do you guys see what I'm looking at here? Do you see that thing with the blood on the tips of it? Oh my gosh, Jeff Dunham is so funny. He is so funny. You see my busted lip? I don't have a busted lip. You know what I do when I get really nervous though? Where's my lip balm? It's the lighting in this room. What I do when I get really, like, anxious, like I was on Wednesday, I pick the skin on my lips. I don't want to use this thing. I don't like it. I feel like a little scissor. No! 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 Oh.
Look at you.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to, like,
There is only one
be kind and
the
rewind.
pheromones. Go to the Little Wonders Educational Facility.
Okay. I've already been there. Thank you. I know I've been there. Ah! Oh my gosh! Great sassy molassie. That's me making those sounds. That is me. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I hate that. I hate that sound. And now that sound's coming out of me.
The old man was bingo on one point of fact. You won't even walk till somebody says go.
I want to search you. I am so curious how this is all gonna... You know what? I think... Okay. I have an idea of how this is gonna end. But I'm not gonna say until it ends. Get out of freaking town. Leave me alone. I don't see you attacking other large zaddies like that. Oh, I still need to go in here. Yeah. I love that he thinks I'm going to listen to him now. When he literally... Ah! He literally... Nope, that is not what I should have done. When he literally lied to me... And he wants me to, like, run the city with him? I don't think so, my dude. I'm sorry. See you later. I just got a pet bar. Oh, that is a thing. Ah! It's too late. Ah! My timing is terrible! Oh, gosh. My timing is so bad. All I'm saying is, this life is hard, and we should always try and be kind and be respectful that everybody is going through something, and we should try and be as kind as possible instead of making this life harder for other people. So that is my goal with my streams. Is to try and just bring positivity. Who is that? And after equipping the voice box, you'll need a 600 point channel point redemption. My crossbow is even more powerful now. Man, I got 500 smackaroos. That's apparently as much as my wallet can handle. So that's cool. Okay. Okay. We have to go back to the Little Wonders place. Get some pheromones.
You monster.
You want to call me a How dare you? I think Jeff Dunham is so funny. And I have so much respect for ventriloquists. Man, what an amazing, amazing... I love the girl that won America's Got Talent. What was her name? I think she had a Vegas show for a while. I can't remember, but she was very good. Very, very good. Very unique. I can't remember the last time I went to a live show. I love going to see live shows. Little Wonders. Here we are. Isn't that a song? See you later. Oh man, you're an ice chick. And you can Houdini. Oh no.
Are you afraid of me, monster?
No. Not anymore. I used to be. When you pop out of nowhere, yeah, you make me nervous, but I am not. Oh man, beans. But I'm not nearly as afraid of you guys. Aw, crap! I'm not nearly as afraid of these guys as I used to be. Oh man, I used to be so scared. I was so... Although, there were a couple streams ago that it was so... I was so jumpy. So jumpy. There were so many jump scares. I hear another large zaddy, but I do not hear a little sister. Ah! Large zaddy! Who? Okay. He just needs to calm down. We can all be friends. Ah! Actually, you know what? I don't even want to be friends with you guys because you've already tried to kill me. So, here are the pheromones.
I can only be glad
Oh, I need 3.
Near you and that awful stink. Why the little ones are drawn to the smell of those pheromones is beyond anything I can understand.
I just found out there is a clinical name for the condition of not being able to sleep at night and eat instead. It's called insomnia. That is a good one. My brother just gave me some great ones. You will only understand them if you've played... Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, I hear little sister.
I know why it has to be children, but why just girls? This I cannot determine why, but I know it is so. Fontaine says, one less bathroom to build in the orphanage. It is amazing to watch the effect of Adam on their small bodies.
So it has to be little girls?
Cells replaced by the new stems the instant they are damaged. These children are practically invulnerable.
That...
It is a shame.
answers one of my questions.
Something to an adult. There would be quite a market for a man you could not kill.
So can you not kill little sisters at all? No, you can harvest them. And that hurts them? Right? I kind of want that. I told my wife your asphalt joke from when your brother was on, and she laughed for days about it. The asphalt joke? I don't even remember that joke. Oh no, I hear myself running around. That's what I hear. I am so smart. Oh no, I hear them. There they are. Okay. Here you are. I think the fire probably works best for you. And then armor piercing. Armor piercing. I don't think I have very many of these, but. Yep, I had one. One! I had one. Yay! Oh, but I have a grenade launcher. Ah! Oh my gosh. Faster! Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm literally firing frag grenades and she's just standing like there's nothing. Nothing. That's it. We got all three of them. The circus of value.
Thank you. How can I thank you for this kindness?
I hear somebody walking around yelling
And another
things.
little one with a token of our appreciation.
Okay, so here's the text conversation my brother and my sister and I had earlier today. We were talking about Metroid Prime. And I said, I'll bet they offer if they remastered Prime 1, I'll bet they remaster the other two. They can offer a special, and I meant to say trilogy, but it came out as Triploft edition for gobs of money. And then I put an asterisk, trilogy edition. And I said, even so, I'd still buy the Triploft edition. And then my brother said, Metroid, Triploft, Samus returns to the Airbnb. And then I said, your goal is to be able to stay without any issues from the Airbnb owner, who is a total Karen. And then my brother sent a picture of Ridley Karen wearing a little flowered hat. I'll post it in the Discord. The final boss, Karen Prime, wants to talk to the manager of this galaxy. Unfortunately, it is 1:06 and check-in was at 1:03, so I'll have to charge you to unlock the door since you were late. You need the Lysol beam for the mess you left. Lysol beam ammo comes from the dust motes you dust off surfaces. If you want to, feel free to help yourself to the Fendrana gifts in the fridge. Please change the Aegon wastebasket if it's full. It's a 3-bed Ruminoff space. Doing a deep dive into that bigot crash site. Anyway, if you've played the Metroid Prime games, you'll understand like where all those places are, but my brother is a genius. He's so funny. You can't blame other people. You can blame other people for the road you're on, but that's your own asphalt. That's right. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Harvesting is you ripping the slug out of them that makes them invulnerable little sisters and kills them. Wow, that's horrifying. I'll post screenshots of our conversation on the Discord because it is great. Oh yeah, I get a teddy bear. Well, I'm looking for one more pheromone. Oh, we got music. Oh, wait, I think this is... I can hear somebody singing. I say this as if I'm surprised. Like, why am I surprised? I think there are a bunch of people down there. Oh, okay, well, that's cool. What happened here? Oh my gosh! Oh, I hope I can get out. Can I? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, am I stuck here? Please bless I am not stuck here. Oh, there are like all sorts of doors. Oh, I hate watching them climb around on the ceiling. Bad news, bad news. Ridley Karen. My sister says if they do not remaster the Prime 2 and Prime 3, she will die. Why is there a light coming? What is that? I don't understand. Ah! Oh, I thought that was a person. I thought that was a person. I don't know what I thought was a person, but I thought that was a person. Somehow, something. I'll take that. Oh, nope, nope. No, I won't. Ugh! Look at these. All good girls gather. But so they take it from dead people? No. Yes? Okay, I can't get in there. Oh, saw the shadow of that fish swimming on the ceiling. Circus of value. Okay, I can't get in there.
I heard it too. Sweetheart?
Wonder Kid. How are you? Nice to meet you. Oh! Ah, I hate that so much. I think I've already been in here. Oh, you're gonna stand up. You're gonna get up. You are gonna get up.
Sweetness? Mama's here.
Always stay close to a friend. Aw. What are these? Buttons.
My baby.
Okay. How far am I in? Oh, I'm like near the end, man. I am in the...
Better not come back.
I don't know where this freaking splicer is, but she is...
You'll have
Oh, there she is. I was gonna say, I keep hearing her talk and I can't find her. She's just hanging out in this room alone. Just hanging out in this room alone. Okay, so that's not my gift. Oh, but that's the pheromone.
Yes. Now this is a big daddy.
I am
Are
a
you
big
ready?
Danny.
Now go to the little sister vent by the proving grounds.
Mario Galaxy 2 says Nintendo will absolutely leave a sequel in the grave. I think I know what's gonna happen. I'm guessing what's gonna happen. The girlfriend is watching smut dating shows on Netflix too, so I'd say she's nearly 100% recovered. Oh, she's back to her normal self. The proving grounds? What the fruit are the proving grounds? Oh no! Oh, bad time to run out of. Notice how I'm not hacking anything anymore? I'm at the end, so I'm kind of like, eh. I mean, I think I'm at the end. I don't know. Maybe I should be hacking things. Maybe? Question mark? Okay, where am I supposed to go? Proving grounds? Oh, wait a minute. There's a door back there I haven't been in yet. I loved Mario Galaxy 2. Mario Galaxy 2 was one of the greatest games I've ever played. I absolutely loved it. I don't have any of that either. Oh. You know what? I should be picking up everything. Everything I... You know what? I will hack that. That's what I'll do. Your face was funny. I am a big daddy. Officially! What am I doing? Hacking. No? Yes. It is extra slow. Oh, man. No. I always think I have time. Oh, no! Ah, that is not what I meant to do. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's what I need. Oh, that is so slow. That is great. That is good. That is good and great. My baby is still not asleep, which means she's... Are you for real? Which means she's probably not ever going to go to sleep. And today is just going to be super hard because... Oh, look at all these little extra pieces they're giving me. Hey. Aw, dang it! Man! Every time I think I have it, I don't have it. Hello? we just gave up Disney Plus, so we can't watch Bluey anymore. We just weren't watching Disney enough, and we just... I was like, we'll get it again when Auden is a little older. Okay, wait. They will only remaster Prime 2. They will remaster Prime 2 and Prime 3. There's no way they'd only do one. They are still using the same T for QA, and they have not started a new project, unless it is Metroid Prime 4. Tupelo MS, Best Buy has Metroid cartridges if you're itching for a road trip. Dang it! I'd love a cartridge. I need the Trip Loft edition. Hey, it's Hayes! I missed you, I'm sorry. More like Big Susie. You know it. Oh, this is just a gene bank? I thought it was a weapon upgrade place. But here's the thing. Oh, we got a memory. Memory. Oh. So that's why we're having memories, because we've been here before. They're all their little dresses. Oh, look, there's an arrow up there telling me where to go. That's nice of them. Safe cracker. I think I'm good on safe cracking. Oh, somebody's in here. Take it down, bots. Take it down. What other platformers have I played? Platformers, oh gosh. I'm a variety streamer, so I play anything. My favorite platformers, I really loved Celeste. I really loved is Hollow Knight considered a platformer? Yeah, it is, right? Love Zelda, which isn't a platformer, but you know, as long as we're talking about favorite games. My top 5 games of all time. In no particular order. Horizon Forbidden West. Super Metroid. Breath of the Wild. Hollow Knight. Final Fantasy VII. That kind of gives you an idea of, like, who I am and what I'm doing. I do love platforming games. I love Mario games, but I don't know. Mario is not like my absolute favorite, but I've played most Mario games. I really, really, really love, I really love the Mario Galaxy. See you later. Wow! You know what? I'm a big daddy. I should be able to take one of their big ol' things. Their big ol' guns. Missed out Majora's Mask yet again. Did not like Majora's Mask. Not gonna lie. So sorry. I know I disappointed everybody with that, but it just wasn't my thing. I love my Switch. I play all my games on my Switch if I can. Thanks for following my channel. Wonder Kid, it's good to have you here. Especially if we share the same, you know, same interest in games. Where am I going? Little Wonders. No. Where is my goal? Where are the proving grounds? What are the proving grounds? I think I've asked before, but new Final Fantasy VII or old Final Fantasy VII? Old Final Fantasy VII, like original Final Fantasy VII. I will be totally honest. I loved the remake. Yeah, there were some things about it that I was like, okay. I did not love the ending. And when they send out like that big, they sent out like a questionnaire to basically all these fans, all these people. And I remember, or you could sign up to like answer the questionnaire. And I was like, the ending sucked. It was terrible. And I hated everything about it. I just felt like the whole Jesse's chapter was dumb and stupid, and they could have cut that whole thing out, and they could have elongated the rest of the game and made it maybe end at Junon, or maybe like right after you get off the ship. I don't know. That's Susie's opinion. But I really enjoyed playing it though. I loved it. I had a blast. The music made me cry like every time. I was just in heaven. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Super Metroid versus Hollow Knight. Oh, that is a really hard question because I love both of them so much. I don't know. That's a really, really great question. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to go.
You need to bring them out of hiding, and then they'll let you in the door. Go on, hit the vent with your wrench.
Hit the vent. Oh, I'm doing what I've seen so many Big Daddies do. I'm supposed to... Oh, no, but she's not, like, possessed. Oh, she is. Oh, she's not.
It would mean very much to me if you will be gentle with the girl.
Oh, that's right. It has, like, one of those little tiny doors. I don't understand what she just said, but okay. Shine Spark, were you the person who heard about Hollow Knight in this chat? So they finished Hollow Knight today. Oh, we're, like, through the level. Oh, my gosh, you guys. We did it. I became a large zaddy. Proving grounds? Oh, that sounds terrible. I think it might be a case of better versus important. You mean Final Fantasy VII Remake? Or you mean Hollow Knight versus Super Metroid? That's impossible. Hollow Knight for Shine Spark? Really? Wow, that's amazing. Oh, Gamey Grandpa thinks the remake was terrible. I loved the remake. It was like... Man, it was like all my childhood dreams coming true.
But you must protect them.
I have to protect them? You know what I should have done? I should have bought ammo. I just realized I have, like, no ammo. And I'm supposed to protect... Oh, no. This is a bad situation.
That's it, kid. It's been a long road. You don't even remember most of it. Put you on a sub when you were just a sprout.
Oh, that's one. Where is it? There, where are you? I need ammo. That's a gene bank, okay. Wait a minute! I never went to the Gatherer's Garden and got my stuff! Oh, crap. Dang it all to heck. Oh man, she is leaving without me. Why are there like... Mr. B, I am now a Mr. B myself. Would you look at that? What is happening? Who's shooting at us? What is happening? Oh my gosh! Why are we so calm? Go in your little door! Oh my gosh, run! She's just like walking around. Hollow Knight versus Symphony of the Night. Okay, I would pick Hollow Knight then. I love Symphony of the Night, don't get me wrong. But I would say probably Hollow Knight.
I really wound you up with that wife and child bit.
Okay, yes, I actually did think I just witnessed a family be blown up in a submarine. Why am I Mr. B now? How did I become... How did Big Daddies get the name Mr. Bubbles? Why... Get out of town. So, can she get hurt now? I think she can. Where'd she go? Should probably use my plasmids more. Girl, you are right in my way, and you are as calm as a freaking cucumber. She's just like, yeah, this happens all the time. I get people that come after me all the time. Okay, well, the turret doesn't see her, so that's cool. I might go Symphony. I do love Symphony. I really do. Can I hack that? Yes, I can. Watch. I'm gonna get stuck. I am gonna get stuck. We're just gonna play it safe, and we're gonna go down, because I've literally never been able to go up. Watch my baby fall asleep like right now at 2:30, and then I'm screwed. Oh, look at that. It was like made for me. Aw, That's so sweet. They knew it was like nearing the end of the game. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much farther I have. Got a hacked security camera. Ori and the Will of the Wisps beats all of them. I did love Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I loved both Ori games.
Chung's mental conditioning still holds them to their terrible past. For sins such as these, we can never atone.
That's so awful. Like, these little girls will never be okay. Do we just have tons of people? Oh my gosh, yes we do. We have tons of people coming. Okay. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot, shoot. Bullet, bullet, bullet. Ah! Oh, I think I just hurt a little sister. I'm sorry. My bad. Ugh. This is so gross. Child, you are so messed up. Yeah, see you later. Get out of town. Okay, I've got to keep him safe. I got to keep him safe. Music, chases, combat story, 10 out of 10. Okay, so Will of the Wisps made me cry. I was pregnant at the time. That may have been why. But yes, I remember sobbing at the end of that story. Ugh. Yeah. How long does it take you to get a bunch of Adam, chickadee? Like, come on. We're on a time... I don't know. I guess we are on a time crunch. So I'm just supposed to keep everybody alive. No, I'm supposed to keep her alive. Okay. Okay. It would be really nice if I got one of those super cool big guns that large zaddies carry around. Oh, is she done? She's done. Great. That is fantastic. I like how she's like, hurry, as she saunters, literally at a glacial pace. I've only played two Castlevania games. I've only ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I played a Game Boy version, actually. I don't remember what it was called, but you're actually a girl. And I really liked it a lot. I don't remember what it was called. It was really good. Probably gonna have to go get my baby here in a minute because she's not sleeping.
Hurry, Mr. B.
I'm right behind you. I got you. I got you, girl. That's the DS game? Okay. I don't know what it's called, but it was really good. I liked it a lot. One of the only things that I'd rather... You choose Hollow Knight over Dread? I'm so glad that you found my channel and found out about Hollow Knight. Changing lives. Hollow Knight is so good. I do love Dread. Dread is so good. Dread is great. It's been a long time since I've played Dread. I mean, last time I played it was when I streamed it. I love Dread. Dread was so good. Ending absolutely blew my mind wide open. It was fantastic. I thought Dread was a pretty near perfect game. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I didn't 100% it. Some of those Shine Spark, no offense, puzzles were too hard for me. But I loved the game. I thought the game was phenomenal. Can really use a horizontal piece. Oh, yep, that'll work. And that will also work. And this. And this. Aria of Sorrow is widely considered number 2 after Symphony. Oh, is that the DS game that I played that I don't remember the name for? Because I liked it. I thought it was really good. It felt very Symphony of the Night-ish. Who is the Slowpoke? Madam?
Watch out! Look, Mr. Bubba. Harvesting will draw the attention of this rifle.
How do they know? Okay, well, I just hacked that security thing, so that's cool. I don't have any... Ah! Oh, man, come on now. Get out of freaking town. Yeah. Take him down. Why are they trying to... Oh. Are they trying to get the Atom for themselves? Is that what they're doing? Die. Sorry, little sister. talking about kisses and angels, and little girl is out of her freaking mind. We're all out of our minds. Leave! Oh, I just wasted a bunch of ammo. Dang it. I should have bought ammo. Boo! Boo. Yeah, yes. Okay, that bot's got it. Yeah, anti-personnel rounds for the win. Oh, I didn't mean to drink that alcohol. Does that give me life now? I don't even know.
Don't be a slowpoke.
I loved both Ori games. I'm trying to think of what other game. Oh gosh, I've played so many games on my Switch. I can't even keep them all straight. I really liked Bastion. Bastion was really good. I loved the music.
Hurry, Mr. B.
That's what I need. I need that drill.
Dancing in the sky. Hurry, Mr.
Who was that? Just a random large zaddy? I don't think so.
Dancing in the sky.
Is almost as great or even better to some of Symphony. Yeah, I loved it. It's been a long time since I played it. One of the only things I remember from it is that there's this spider creature that every time you see it, she goes, delicious. I remember, for some reason, that sticks in my mind. I don't know why, but it does. We are moving at a glacial pace.
Hurry, Mr. B.
Oh, no. Oh, this is wrong and bad. Oh. Yeah. Whoa, okay. Her life is almost halfway. I'm doing such a bad job. I'm such a bad large zaddy.
Don't wait for someone.
I'm so sorry, tiny one. You'll get the drill when you play Bioshock 2. Oh man, I was hoping I'd get it now. Okay, we're gonna hack. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this game today. I don't know how close I am to the end, and my baby's gonna start making... She's already getting kind of angry in there. Well, not super angry, but... Ah! 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 We're just going on a wild goose chase here. That's what we're doing. We're going on a wild goose chase. I was really hoping I could finish it today, but it just kind of... I cannot believe she didn't go to sleep. I even tried to, like, run her around today. I probably have to push her nap time back. Again. Which means I'll have to start my streams at, what, 2? I don't know. I'll try putting her down again tomorrow at 2 and see what that does. Oops. Totally not what I meant to do. She's not upset in there right now, so that's good.
Hurry, Mr. B. I can see the angel dancing in the sky.
I see nothing. I see you. I can't believe that she hasn't died. I'm so bad. Oh, what? Oh! Oh! You! Get out of freaking town! You just get out of... You stop that. Just stop that.
Oh, what I was thinking. Never spliced up once the whole time I was down here in this aquarium.
Oh, no.
It was bad to mix business with pleasure, but... And again, all the nose candy and floor polish I've been wasting time with.
Okay, so now he's spliced? Wait. Well,
No time to waste.
no time to waste. How old is my baby? She's almost 2. She'll be 2 in a week and a half, so she's not really a baby. But she definitely still needs naps. But I've struggled a little bit. Is this test subject? Okay. Please bless my machine gun rounds don't run out. Normally she naps every day around 1:15, and I can only stream when she naps. But get out of freaking town. We're gonna hack you. You know what? We're gonna auto hack you. Yep, that's cool. And we're also gonna hack you. How many more of these are there? I thought that was your, wait a minute. You're not gonna go get him? Oh, okay. Well, he's done for, I guess. Or something. Are you not gonna start? Okay. Okay. How many of these are there? Oh my gosh. So many people. Did the bots not kill you? Oh my gosh. I think I just... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Dang it. All to heck. Okay, they can't come from that direction, can they? She's almost dead. I assume you die if she dies. Oh my gosh. Which Ori game is Blind Forest? That's the first one. Will-o'-the-Wisps is the second one. And it's excellent. It's a great game. Highly recommend. You have a machine gun, which I will take those rounds. Please and thank you. How long does it take you to do this, little girl? Oh! Sorry, sorry, that's my bad, sorry. You know, these bots are not helping me out a lot. I like how she's giggling while she's, like, being attacked by all these people. What? Absolute insanity. If she dies, you just get really sad and have to go get another victim. Or little sister. Oh, I thought it was like, nope, game over. You couldn't handle this. Are you done? Yes. Okay. What are we do? Like, okay, they're getting a whole bunch of Adam, but like, what is that gonna do for... Oh, geez, going the other way. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm probably missing chat. I'm trying to pay attention to what is going on. Yeah, play Blind Forest first. Blind Forest is great. Beautiful soundtrack, gorgeous animation, great story. It's very, it feels a lot like Hollow Knight, and it feels a lot like, I mean, a lot of people would call it kind of a direct ripoff of Hollow Knight, but I mean, it's kind of a Metroidvania, but it's wonderful. I loved it. I thought it was great. Some of the sequences are jaw-dropping. Like, the way they did some things are just... Why? Why? Ah, why? Why are you the way you are? On whose authority did you come to take me down? Well then hurry! Walk right through that large zaddy. Yep.
The girls to be with you. Better with you than alone. Alone in the crawling
Man.
darkness.
I have so many. I am just, I feel like everything is just chaos. Okay. Okay. What's in this Kool-Aid manhole here? Machine gun rounds. Cool. Eve. Proximity mine. Okay. Something else. What is that? Grenade. Frag grenade. Okay, cool. Great. First aid kit. Don't even need that, which is awesome. Can I heal her with a first aid kit? I cannot believe she's literally just sat in her crib for the last... Yeah, like 2 hours. Whoa, surprise. Let me just chill that out real quick. Oh, dang.
That might be plenty for the wicked scrubs and the pencil pushers, but I need more.
Oh, I need that. Oh, he is in bad shape. Okay, hold on, tiny one. I just have to...
You are reaching close now.
Wait, I'm reaching close now. Okay, okay. Saddies be like, I was born this way. Born this way. I'll take one of those. Sure. And I'll take a health upgrade. And I'll take an Eve upgrade. So much Adam. I am so good. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. I can't buy anything else. Way to go, self. But I can't heal her? That sucks. You know what? I should be using... Oh! 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 Okay, now I can buy all the things I want. Yeah. And that's it. I just spent all my money. Platforming and music is much better in the Ori games compared to Hollow Knight. I really love the Hollow Knight soundtrack. It has a very special place in my heart, but I do agree with you. Not so much that I think it's better, because personally I really love the Hollow Knight soundtrack, but it's...
Use the needle of the little sister to drain Fontaine of his Adam. It is the only way to defeat him.
Oh.
Take this. Stick it in the bad man.
What? Where are you? Where'd you go? Oh my gosh. We're gonna stick it to Fontaine. Where'd you go? This? No, that is incendiary bolts. Where are you? Where'd you go? Where is she? Nope, nope, nope.
Here, take this.
Where are... Oh, surprise. Thanks, girl.
Fontaine waits above. There will be no going back from here. Make sure you are ready to...
You're like right at the end. I would complete it today if you can. Oh, we're gonna do it. If I'm at the end, then... Combat, exploration, and boss fights go to Hollow Knight. I agree. I just love the whole world of Hollow Knight. It was unlike anything I'd ever played before, but I will say Ori was beautifuler. Ori's world and animation was so much more pretty, but Hollow Knight was just unlike anything I'd ever played.
I remember when me and the crowd put you in that sub. You were no more than 2. You were my ace in the hole, but you were also the closest thing I ever had to a son. And that's why this hurts. Betrayal,
Ooh.
kid. Life ain't strictly business.
Beautifuler is a new word to me. There's that moment in the Frozen movie. I have 2 little girls, so obviously we watch Frozen a lot. And she's like, "You look beautiful." And she says, "You look beautifuler." I mean, you look great. Find Fontaine. Well, there you are.
Go! Go now! Hit him with the needle!
I just go up and just do it. Oh. Gross. Oh, no! Ah! 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 Oh my gosh! This is terrible! Okay. Ugh. Oh, come on! Get over here! Ah! Oh, no! Where did he go? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this! Oh, he's... Oh, no! Okay. Elements against elements. You are so scary. Oh my gosh. You're so bad. Yeah! Oh, it's on, my brother. Or my dad, maybe? I don't know. Whatever you are. Okay. What next? What are you gonna do? Take bees! Oh, there's splicers too? Oh, I hate cronies so much! Run! Oh my gosh, we're so close! I think I did it. Maybe? Dude, I'm a large zaddy.
I called you back, showed you what you was capable of. Even that life you thought you had, that was something I dreamed up, and I tattooed inside your head. Now, if you don't call that family, I know what is. And now,
Oh my gosh, yes! Take him down! All my little sisters! You do it! Take him down, ladies! Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought I knew what was gonna happen. I was totally wrong. Hey, Mithley! Oh, am I not a large zaddy anymore?
They
Oh my
offered
gosh.
you this city,
You look totally normal.
and you refused it.
No, I wouldn't
did
want
you
that
do
city. Are you
instead?
kidding?
What I've come to expect of you. You saved them. You gave them the one thing that was stolen from them.
Do you ever see your
chance.
face?
A chance to learn. To find love.
Okay, so I imagine that if you don't save
In
the
end,
little
what was your
sisters.
reward? You never said. But I think I know. A family.
Okay, so this is like the true ending? Best ending. The good ending. You guys, that game was insane. Absolutely insane. That game is unlike anything I've ever played before. And my brother has played a lot of video games, and I've played a lot of video games. And he says the same thing. He's like, honestly, I've never played a game like it. I really love this game. That game was so good. It was so good. Okay, but I still have a question. Atlas. Atlas. My love has come along. Yeah, singing is still not, like, with it. I liked it. I thought it was great. It was unique, and it was super interesting. It was very intriguing, and I'm so, so glad I decided to give it a try. I bought the collection for, like, $6 when it was on sale, so I have all 3. But I've always hesitated playing it because, A, I thought it was going to be too gory and gross, which it is gory, but it's not, you know what? Let me go get my baby. I did it! Hold on. Did you guys see that? I did it! She was laying down in her. She was laying down in her crib, kind of under her blankets, and I thought, oh no, it's 3 o'clock. If she goes to sleep now, I'm totally screwed. Cage Fresh, good to see you. Yes, I did beat it. I did, and the ending was extremely satisfying.
You guys.
Very, very satisfying. I did not expect. Okay, seriously.
Is Fresh shape-shifting?
I don't remember. Probably. You have a really good memory.
Hey, yo. Dishwasher, please?
Take Bubby into your room, please. Both of you. Go. Go play a phone game so she watches you or something.
Hey, Fresh, remember that time when, Susie shape-shifted right in front of you and she had to kill you?
She's remembering Among Us stream like forever ago. Charlotte did not go to school today because her eye was still bothering her, and I was like, you know what? That's fine. Gage, thank you so much. Thanks for the resub. I appreciate that. I would sing a song snippet, but my voice is not quite back to normal. Grandpa says, now get ready to change that poopy diaper. I actually don't know why I haven't figured this out yet, but a lot of times if she does fight her nap, it is because she's pooped and she doesn't want to go to sleep. And she's not mad about it, but she's just like in there milling around and just hanging out. And I'm always like, why the heck is she not going to sleep? And then when I go in there, I'm like, oh, but she's not poopy. She's just stubborn. Okay, so Grandpa says, you also have to take the time into account. When it came out, it was so innovative. Now you have other games with similar stuff, so people consider it overrated. That is true. Like, I've definitely played games that have, you know, twists and turns and things like that, like storyline-wise, but like the powers are really unique. And just like, I have to say, the, Gamey Grandpa in chat. I have to say, the thing I felt like was done the best was the sound design. The fact that you are constantly hearing people, footsteps, music playing. Like, you can walk into a complete, like a half-flooded room, and there'll be like, how much is that doggy in the window playing on the jukebox? And it's just such a clash of like scary, but also weirdly like a relaxed atmosphere. And you can actually see that people once did live here and once lived good lives here. Now, granted, I will say, I did beat this on less difficulty. Earlier on in the game, I was really, really struggling, and everybody, my chat had a poll for changing the difficulty, and we did change the difficulty. So, I mean, that end fight wasn't so bad, you know? But look at you! But I like to enjoy my games, and I was getting frustrated, and I think everybody was really, nervous I was gonna rage quit. And so I turned the difficulty down. I also just got better, and I got more powerful. You can fight me. The next time, I'll have to play this game. That is Gabby. The next time, I will have to play this again, and, I'll have to harvest the little sisters instead of actually saving them. That ending was great. That was a great ending, and I thought I knew what was gonna happen. Here's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna become a big daddy, and I was gonna get a drill, and I was gonna freaking drill what's-his-face, like, into the wall. That's honestly what I thought was gonna happen. But that's not what happened. So, I was super surprised. Ending was very satisfying. That was really satisfying. Still a question. Hey, Scorpio! Bioshock 2 definitely has better gameplay. I almost like the gameplay a little better in Bioshock 2, but being in the shadow of Part 1, Part 2 tends to get pooped on. The sound design I was hearing was mostly, ah! 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 I still haven't made that a command yet. That's what my brother told me. He said in Bioshock 2, you do play as a big daddy. And yes, that's what I think, Cage. I think everybody was worried that I was going to rage quit and that I wasn't having a good time. And I've already talked about this. I want to enjoy what I'm playing. I'm not one of those streamers that wants to play and rage and be angry just for the sake of views. I want to actually enjoy what I'm doing, or else I'm not going to want to do it. So, I'm glad I turned the difficulty down. I probably could have turned it up later on in the game, but I just forgot about it. But the ending was super satisfying. It was really unique, and it was super creepy. I will admit, I feel like I got desensitized to it later, and I didn't get nearly as creeped out by all the stuff that was happening. Every once in a while, there was something that really shocked me, like that crawl space with the hanging bodies, or like that big wooden like structure with all the people that were like basically crucified on it. Those were shocking moments. And those were really creepy, but man, in the beginning, the splicers absolutely terrified me. And then at the end, I was just kind of like, get out of here! Ah! Favorite part by far, harvesting little sisters. No! 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 Absolutely favorite part, every single time. Don't skip Bioshock 2. Okay, all right. Well, I'll stream all of them in time. My next game on the docket, thanks to Michael, is Metroid Prime Remastered. So I will start that on Friday. And then after that, I'll be playing Darkwood because that was a Channel Point community challenge for everybody. And I don't know how Darkwood will go because Darkwood is not really, I mean, it's got, it's a survival game. But it's supposed to be one of the scariest games that doesn't have any like gore or violence. My brother said it was super creepy. He really liked it. But he said it's like a survivalist kind of a downloadable content. Habawa? Challenge rooms. Please note that while this is a Bioshock product, it is not meant to extend the Bioshock story. Cool. My brother said it was really good, but it's a survival game that's like a desensitization is the first step to playing the Dead Space remake. Listen, I don't even have a desire to play Dead Space. I really don't, because I've watched clips of it. I know I wouldn't be as surprised by things because I've kind of spoiled some of it for me. And I really just don't have a desire to play it. Absolutely no desire. Silent Hill, maybe Silent Hill 2, but Silent Hill 2 is a lot different than Bioshock. I don't know. Bioshock is... I'm still confused though. Like, what happened? Why? Resource harvesting. Thank you. I was looking for that. Resource, like a resource kind of figuring out all of your resources and stuff. I'm still confused why it had to be little girls that harvested the atom. Did they explain that and I just missed it? Maybe I missed a recording or something. Can somebody explain to me why little sisters like were a thing? Like why children had to be used? What are you doing over there? Chickens. I don't know what she's doing. So, I mean, we will try. Oh, I've heard good things about Outlast. I've never heard of Whistleblower. Irrational Games wasn't involved in BS2, so they don't consider it canon. They did BS1 and Infinite, but I loved all three. Well, I'll stream 2 and I will Whistleblower is the DLC for Outlast. I feel like I've heard of Outlast. No, wait. I'm thinking of Outer Wilds. Sorry. The reason for the little girls is super gross. Okay. Message it to me on Discord because I need to know. Or I guess I can just look it up. I never really understood why it had to be little girls. Or not even little girls, but just children. And like Big Daddy, like why? That didn't make any sense to me. Maybe I missed a recording or something. So I don't know how Darkwood will go because I have no idea. It could be a super boring game to stream. I don't know. And maybe it's just, but we'll have to try it. I have not, if it ends up being kind of a disappointment and if it ends up kind of sucking and it's not really fun for everybody, then I can just refund everybody their points and I can just come up with a different community challenge. But I do feel like Metroid Prime Remaster needs to come first. So that will be on Friday. I'll start that. I will start that on Friday. As far as horror games go, I don't mind jump scares and I don't mind scary stuff, but I don't like massive amounts of realistic looking gore. And I definitely don't like viscera. I do not like insides. I don't like intestines and like explosions and people getting like crushed and heads chopped off and or squeezed off or whatever. Just looking at you, Dead Space. I don't like stuff like that. I like everybody's bodies to stay intact. And yeah, no, I don't do Wonder Kid's like, oh, well then in that case. Yeah, like I'm all for creepy atmosphere, which is why I really enjoyed Bioshock. I thought Bioshock was great because it had that super creepy atmosphere, but it did not like infiltrate my dreams. It didn't make me have nightmares. It didn't make me wake up in like a cold sweat in the middle of the night. I'm a really visual person. And I can tell you right now, Dead Space it would start to get into my head because the clips I've watched on YouTube already did. And I would be too big of a weenie to go anywhere. I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. I wouldn't be able to even make it through the game. I mean, I guess that's true. I just mean like blood and... Okay. I guess I'm talking like mad dumb. You guys see what she's doing? Ma'am. What are we doing? Why don't you go see what Sissy's doing? Yeah, go see what Sissy's doing. Unless she closed her door on you. Oh yeah, no. Okay, so Deep Nest is interesting because Deep Nest scared the poop out of me. I was so scared the whole time I was in Deep Nest. However, it was a totally adrenaline-filled kind of love Deep Nest scary, because I knew there was never going to be anything that like affected my dreams or made me like have to like shut my eyes or anything like that, because it was Hollow Knight. So it was all, you know, in that kind of, it was cartoony, and the feeling of Deep Nest I loved, even though it was terrifying and it was super spooky. That feeling in a game I think is great. That's on the edge of my seat. I'm super creeped out, and that was Bioshock for a long time. And then you start to kind of get used to it, and you're just kind of like, okay, all right, well, there's another splicer and another splicer. So I love that kind of, I love that kind of atmosphere. The beginning of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is another good example, because it is, somebody once said they thought Metroid Prime 2 Echoes had a really boring beginning. I disagree. I thought the beginning of Metroid Prime 2 was terrifying. You have no answers. You're completely alone. And all you find, I mean, I guess I don't want to ruin it for people that haven't played it yet, but I thought the beginning was terrifying. And it was so well done, because it wasn't disgusting and it wasn't gory, but it was creepy, and there are so many questions, and it was just so unnerving. You feel so creeped out during the whole beginning of that game. It was really expertly done. So I love that kind of atmosphere, and I crave that kind of atmosphere. I love playing games like that, but most of the time that atmosphere comes along with gore and really, really horrifying images, and I don't like that. So it's hard to find a game that game is old now, Metroid Prime 2, I know. They're just like, you've come to a crash site where there were obviously like, military, there was obviously militia, like there were military men, like soldiers, what do they call them, CDF or whatever, Federation, I can't remember what you call them, but they were like Federation soldiers, but like everybody's dead. Everybody is dead, and you have no idea what did it, and you don't know why, and you just come across just like soldiers all over the place, and you hear sounds, and there are like dead creatures around, and there's no explanation whatsoever. You're just alone, completely alone. Your ship is broken. You can't go anywhere. It was just really unnerving. It was done really, really well. Outlast 2 is the king of gore and stuff you don't like. Well, there you go. Looks like I won't be playing Outlast. I just don't, Shine Spark's like, oh, I was on the edge, but it was super cool at the same time. Yeah, I really liked Deep Nest, but it was terrifying, and I was really jumpy, but I knew I wasn't ever going to come across anything that was going to like really affect my mind. Like the creepiest game I've ever streamed that I had to actually quit was Little Nightmares. I made it through the entire campaign of Little Nightmares, but I had to quit after the first part of the DLC. It was gross, and it creeped me out, and it started to affect my dreams. Not to mention, I'm a parent, and I have 2 little girls, and it's all about children. And even though it's whimsical and it's obviously so unrealistic, I couldn't do it. Nope. No. It was bad. Well, and then something does happen in Metroid Prime 2. Yes, something does happen, and you figure out what happened, but that whole first beginning is so creepy. The music is really super calm and like really eerie, and it was done so well. Little Nightmares is really dark. I couldn't do the second one. I was thinking, I went into Little Nightmares totally blind too. I did not know anything about the game, and I should have known better, because I knew I at least knew the protagonist was a kid, and I should have known better, but but Bioshock was great. Great experience. I'm so glad I got to play it. It's a great game. I thought it was great. The storyline was great. Twists were great. I thought I was going to get sick, motion sick, because it's a first person, but I didn't end up getting sick, which was great. Play Outlast 1 and its DLC, but not Outlast 2. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I'm glad I played it. I'm glad I took the plunge, per se, you know. I thought it was great. I wouldn't say it's like one of my favorite games I've ever played, but I played it late. Like, had I played this way back when it first came out, I probably would have been like, it's one of the best games I've ever played. But now that a lot more has come out, and I've experienced a lot more, and I've experienced more that's kind of sort of similar to it, like Gamey Grandpa was saying earlier, and I think Chain said earlier too. You know, this at the time, I can see blowing people's minds wide open, for sure. Yeah, next stream, Friday, we'll start Metroid Prime Remastered. I'm so excited. I'll post that conversation Katie and my brother and I were having today because it was very funny. That was perfect. That was literally, that is exactly when I would have ended my stream anyway. What are we doing over here, Toots? She's getting paperwork done. She is coloring on some things. Rumi and I are like one and the same. We're like, yeah, no, we're not. We don't like stuff like that. Dead Space, Callisto Protocol, even Silent Hill, any of the Resident Evils, you know, any of those games that are, you know, that noodle kind of make I mean, Dead Space. Well, okay, so Callisto Protocol, very clearly, their goal was literally, oh my gosh, child, you have got to get down. Not dumb. No. Yeah, now you're gonna cry all night, all evening, because I prefer a live space. Thank you. I did finish Bioshock, and it was great. Ending was great. Have you played it, Jordachi? Ending was so satisfying. It was different than what I thought it was gonna be, but it was extremely satisfying. Now I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, Callisto Protocol obviously was selling their game solely on the amount of gore they could pack into a game. I feel like the major consensus of the game was that it was crappy, but it was disgusting. And I think they were just trying to give people as disgusting and gory of a game as possible. And I think they probably succeeded, but the story sucked. Jordachi has, though it's been a long time. Well, I thought it was great. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Definitely not like one of my favorite games ever, but it was great. And that ending was very, very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. I'm sorry, babe. I am so sorry. But you guys all were here with me when I did it, and it was great, and we had a great time, and I got a lot of really great like commands and reactions out of this game because I'm jumpy. Oh man, everybody has told me I should play Kingdom Hearts, and I have never, ever played Kingdom Hearts. I actually own the first one. Somebody gifted it to me. And I will be honest, I've never had a desire, ever. It looks too goofy. But I bet Charlotte would really like it. Charlotte has Disney Dreamlight Valley. And she really loves that. I despise Kingdom Hearts, though lots of people love it. Yeah, I've never really been interested in it. That is a big battery. Yep. Okay, now she's digging in the... It looks too goofy. Ugh, yuck. It's pretty good goofy. I'm kind of proud of myself. Kind of proud of that. Well, I was really hoping to get... Oh, you know what? I feel like I played Alice a long time ago on my dad's old Mac because I had a demo. And I really liked that because it was whimsical, but it was creepy. But it wasn't like nasty. So I forget about that one. Is that on consoles or is that only on Steam? Because I forget about that one. It's the kiddie version of Devil May Cry. Oh, I hated Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry just made me want to cry. I was not down with Devil May Cry. It was too punishing for me. I did not like fighting hundreds of enemies all at the same time over and over and over again. Katie loved... Cage Roan is my sister. She loved Devil May Cry, and my brother loves Devil May Cry. I did not like Devil May Cry. I couldn't do it. Devil May Cry, yeah. I mean, granted, I haven't played it in a really long time, but I mean, it goes on sale all the time. Maybe I should revisit that, but I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Susie May Cry. I needed DPS for my Overwatch 2 squad, Susie. Let's go pawn some noobs and make them cry. What is a DPS? I don't even have Overwatch. Final Fantasy 16 is essentially a new DMC game, and thus why I will not be buying it. Okay, so I've heard great things about the new Final Fantasy 16, and I've never played any other Final Fantasy except the original 7, and then the 7 remake, which, you know, that's not a new story. And then I played a little bit of 9, but I ended up quitting out of it because I was bored. So those are the only Final Fantasies. Actually, So once all the Final Fantasies are released on all the Final Fantasies are released on the Switch, I'll have to stream those too, because I haven't played any of them. Yeah, those are all batteries. Just don't put them in your mouth, okay? No bueno. Nope. Somebody's going to bed early tonight. I don't think I'd like The Last of Us. I've gone back and forth on The Last of Us too. I've watched clips of The Last of Us, gameplay clips on The Last of Us, and it's too heavy for me. It's too bleak. It's too bleak and it's too gross. I can't do it. Nope. I own it. It was given, no, it came with my PS4 bundle years ago. And I own it, but I have zero interest in playing it. I've gone back and forth, and now that I've watched some of the actual gameplay and some of the actual cutscenes, I just know it's not for me. It would have me depressed as all get out. I would be so sad all the time. And because it's a kid, like she's a teenager, and because I'm a parent, and there's like the whole like trying to keep the kid alive. Nope, nope, I can't do it. I adore Final Fantasy VII, but the series I loved when I was a kid is dead. Yeah. Thanks, Squeenix. All the reviews you're hearing about Final Fantasy 16 are only super early previews at this point. That's true. They're like hands-on previews or something. I just know the guy that's always in all the pictures is super good looking. Last of Us is great if you like being depressed. Yeah, no. I don't need, like, the world is already hard enough and sad enough. I don't need to put that into my life. So I'd rather play a game that is so opposite of that. And obviously, Bioshock was, you know, not a super warm, like, cupcakes and rainbows. But it was also so unrealistic, you know? It's different. The Last of Us is different. I can't. Last of Us 2 is depressing, but the original you should play. My sister tells me it would gross me out. Final Fantasy main series just isn't magical anymore. Thanks for those. I mean, I don't know. There's so many games to play and just not enough time to play them. And I only stream 3 days out of the week. And so in order for me to stream, like, play like really big games, I would have to stream more. And I just can't do that. I just can't do that right now. Thank you. But I'm very excited to start Prime Remastered on Friday because I love the Prime series. I've streamed 2 and 3 on my Wii, but I've never streamed Prime 1, and this is why. Apparently I was just waiting around for the remaster. I'm very excited. Shout out to Michael for that birthday present. Yeah, no, I watched the first episode of The Walking Dead Season 1, and it gave me nightmares. Nope, can't do it. Nope. There's like a lady, like, with half her body gone and, like, all her... Nope. No, I can't. Nope. And, and my husband's always like, it's not real. Thank you for summing that up. Yeah, I know it's not real, but that's probably what it would look like if it was real. And I'm a really visual person, and I can't shut that off when I go to bed. So even if I watch it like earlier on in the day, it still comes back later at night. And then I have weird dreams. And like, if I don't get rest, everybody suffers because I'm home with the kids all day. So it's not real. Well, of course it's not real. I know that. He doesn't say that anymore, but he used to. He used to be like, I don't understand why you're freaking out so much. It's not real. Duh. It's still gross. Something can be not real and still gross. Okay? I hated Final Fantasy 15 so much. I just can't deal with them continuing going in that direction. I know I won't enjoy it, so I'm going to miss it. I'm a Dragon Quest guy now, I guess. So what did they do? What did they do that made you hate it so much? Like what made, like, what was the deviation? I'm curious. Because I don't have anything to compare it to. Because I've only played like the original Final Fantasy VII, I guess. Have they just become more like open world or... I mean, I guess I have played the remake, so they're in the style of the remake because I liked the remake. Oh, and I actually do have Psychonauts. I don't know if it's the second one, but I did get that on sale on my PlayStation. Who was it that they said they couldn't play games with ugly main characters? Was that you, Chain? Bubby, you need to stop that. You stop that. Yeah, we are pulling batteries out left and right. That's fun. 15 was weird. I don't know. The feel of it is just way different. Oh, I also need to play not The Last of Us. It Takes Two. I either need to play it, I need to play it with somebody. You can only play it with 2 people. So I don't know if Cage and I will do that. Cage and I still have to finish Portal 2 together. So we've got plans to make that happen. What about the... Oh, I already answered that. I do enjoy the new main series stuff. It's like your favorite band. Albums are bound to be different. It's how growth goes. That's true. I really liked the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I liked the gameplay. I liked the combat. I liked everything about it. But my husband doesn't like playing video games. He won't play it with me. And that's not a slight against him. That's fine. He can not like video games. That's fine. But I grew up in a family where all of us siblings all gamed. And luckily, it has online capability, and it's on the Switch. Whoa. So, like, my sister and I could play it, or my brother and I could play it. I think he's playing it right now with his wife, and they're loving it. So, Madam, you're taking all my business! Sissy must have closed her door. That's the problem here. She closed her door because she was like, nah, no sister coming in my room. They made it an action RPG hack and slash archetype rather than having more tactical combat it used to be. It doesn't have to be turn-based, but the more fighting game mechanic style combat feels really watered down. Okay, that's fair. You know what game I also really loved was Xenoblade Chronicles, the original. I loved Xenoblade Chronicles. And I tried to stream it a while back, but it's such a gigantic game. Once again, I don't have enough time to stream that, but I love that game. I haven't ever played the second one. And is the third one out or is being released or something? But the first one was magic. I loved the first one. Thought it was absolutely phenomenal. Were there some really cheesy moments? Of course there were. But ultimately, I'd never played a game that size. It was just huge. It was the first time I'd ever played a game with a map that size. It was insane. I loved it. It isn't turn-based anymore. The battle system can be deep if you fully enable it, but it requires good timing and understanding your abilities. I never felt more betrayed by a game company than I felt with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Really? That is so shocking. Because I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, you were all insane. I definitely felt like there were problems with it. Like, I definitely was frustrated about some of the different freedoms they took. But, like, the combat and everything, I really liked it. So maybe I'll like Final Fantasy 16. I don't know. Like I said, the main character is a snack. So that's helpful. I love Crash Bandicoot. I've never played Spyro. But I do love Crash Bandicoot. I have great memories of playing Crash Bandicoot. I haven't played Crash Bandicoot in years and years and years, but I love Crash Bandicoot a lot. I've always really enjoyed Crash Bandicoot. I also really love Ratchet and Clank, and I also really love the Jak series. The Jak series is really, really great. The first Jak game is really cartoony and like fun and kind of lighthearted, even though things are serious. The second game takes a super nosedive into like much more darker, kind of more intense of a setting, even though it's still kind of cartoony. Fabulous. I loved all. I've played all 3 of them. I never did like the racing or anything, but I really loved Jak's 1, 2, and 3. Hey, X22! Good to see you! Oh, where's all my stuff? My baby's been taking it all from me. Fosh is like, you're all insane. I'm just a game grump with Final Fantasy. That's okay. We love game grumps. Jordachi, that's all right. We all don't have to love the same games. We can all still be friends. And we can all still agree that some games are great. Will you take those out of your mouth, ma'am? She's like, I need attention. I need attention. Kings of New Jersey. Kings of New Jersey. Okay. Batteries. Don't go in the mouth. Take that. Here. Here. There you go. Go play some games for a second while I finish chatting with my friends. Jordachi also loved 8, which I've never played. Yeah, I've never played Final Fantasy 8. I tried 9, and I didn't love it. I made it about halfway through before I was like, you know what? This isn't fun. I don't like this. No offense. It just didn't click for me. But I'd love to play some of the earlier ones. And I've never played Spyro. I've never played it. Basically Dad played Spyro a while back and I caught a couple streams of it and it looked really fun. It looked right up my alley, you know, it looked really bright and entertaining and it looked kind of like Jak and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank or, you know, whatever. I know, Jordachi. I know it is. And I'm so sorry. At least I gave it a try. It didn't resonate with me, but I did give it a try. I didn't absolutely love it. 5K Easy got his hands on my portable charger last week and stuck the lightning cable in his mouth and said, spicy. Well, sometimes you're like, you're not going to do that again, are you? Like, that's not how I want my kids to learn either, but sometimes you're like, well, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Spicy, that's adorable. Jack 3 is the best Jack. Okay, so Jack 3 has one of the coolest boss battles I've ever come across in any game. If I'm remembering the one right, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure it's in Jack 3. That's the one that's out in the desert, right? Because I remember my mind was blown at that final boss battle. Absolutely insane. It was so good. It was so good. I love all the Jacks. The Jacks are great. I bet battery acid is definitely spicy. Can we sit down? I don't even know what I'm going to cook for. Oh, you know what? We'll do teriyaki chicken. That sounds really good. I was going to say, I don't even know what to make for dinner. I need to go grocery shopping. When she doesn't take a nap, it throws like the whole rest of my day off. Totally throws it off. There are so many games, and there is part of me that's like, you should really just stream every day. You can make it through games so much faster, right? But if I streamed every day, I wouldn't be able to get all my other crap done that I can only get done when my child sleeps during her naps. I do love Pop-Tarts. I am a cinnamon and sugar, brown sugar and cinnamon Pop-Tart kind of girl. I love the brown sugar and cinnamon. It is the good. I'm trying to think. So this coming Saturday, we'll have will be our second Avatar watch party. So that'll be happening in the Discord Watch Parties channel. We're on episode 4, we're in book 1, chapter 4. So that'll be this coming Saturday at the same stream time. If I have to, oh yeah, Jordachi, I feel that. Like, I only play games when I stream these days. Like, sometimes there are nights where I'm like, man, all I want to do is lay in bed and play a game on my Switch. But I can't. I either have to go to bed because I'm exhausted, or I have so many other things I have to do before I go to bed. I don't get to just sit and play games anymore. I shouldn't have even started a second playthrough of Horizon Forbidden West, but I did. And I don't regret it because it was on the PS5 and it was beautiful and great, but I didn't have the time. I just didn't have the time, but I told myself I did. Anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. I am going to try tomorrow putting Auden down later again, like I did yesterday. Maybe see if she sleeps from 2 to 4. If that works, because today didn't work, if that works, I'm probably gonna have to... Hello? I know, we all love the Australian accent around here. I may have to push my streams off to 2 p.m. I hope that's not too late for all my people across the ocean. But I can only stream when she naps, and she's got a nap. Like, she cannot give her... I refuse to let her give up her naps just yet. She's got to go until she's at least 3. I love the Midwest goodbye at the end of the stream. What's that? My Midwest goodbye? My... Bye, Vosh. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Wonder Kid, for joining us today. It was so lovely to have you. Welcome, welcome. I also love cookie dough, but you know what? So I'm in Texas. Texas has Bluebell, which is literally the best ice cream ever. And you know what they had recently? You know those oatmeal cream pies from Little Debbie? Is it Little Debbie? Those oatmeal cream pie, like, cookies? They had oatmeal cream pie cookie ice cream. Best ice cream I've ever had. Hands down. Best ever. And it was heaven. Heaven. It's a goodbye that takes an hour, I know. Because I don't ever want to sign off because I love streaming, but it's now 3:30. Well, usually I'm like, I gotta go get Charlotte from the bus. I gotta go wake Bubs, but everything got all screwed up today. Our granddaughter is 5, and we can still tell when we get her if she skipped a nap that day. Man, Charlotte gave up her naps at 3. I refuse to let Bubs give up her nap right now. She's got at least another year, hopefully. Bye, Cage. I love you. Cage is playing Metroid Prime Remastered right now, which I will be joining. What? You don't want this one? Okay, here you go. Yeah, you pick another one. Less than Big Daddies. Large Zaddies. We became one. Blue Bell tastes just like the good old days. I do love cookie dough ice cream, though. Cookie dough ice cream is great. Remember back in the day when Dippin' Dots said they were like the ice cream of the future and it was gonna like take over ice cream? And now the only place you can find Dippin' Dots is at like amusement parks and like baseball games. Yeah, no. Ice cream of the future, my eye. Listen, you're all wonderful people. I came across this video today that made me super sad. It was the last, it was like the last 3 minutes of a really popular Twitch streamer back in the day. It was his last minutes of his stream. And apparently, I didn't know this, but he actually ended up taking his own life in 2020. He was severely depressed and he was lonely and had all these problems. And I think he had bipolar disorder or something. And it just broke my heart and made me really sad because I know there are a lot of people out there. I can go get you milk in just a second, Bubs. I know in this crazy world, I know there are a lot of people that are feeling disconnected and are feeling lonely and are feeling unimportant and are feeling like the world is just headed to hell in a handbasket. And I just hope that if any of you are struggling with feelings like that you will talk to somebody and you'll get help for it. And I just want you to know that you matter to me and that you do matter. You really, really do. Streaming is one of the best things I feel like I've ever done, and I love it, and I love the people it brings into my life, and I just hope everybody has support and has somebody they can talk to if they're feeling that way. Where is your sister? Because I cannot get you milk at this exact moment in time. She literally has a phone game in front of her and she's crying because she wants some milk. Anyway, with my crying baby in the background, I just want everybody to know that you are so important and you matter and you are wonderful people. And I don't know you personally, but I appreciate you being here and hanging out with me. And, you know, we have a good time here. And I hope you guys feel that. So, if you are struggling with any of those feelings, please talk to somebody. And yeah, baby aggro. My Rodian, hi! Ugh. She's mad because she wants milk. You are screwing up my goodbye. I know why we're upset. It's because we didn't sleep. I can't go get your milk right now. Anyway. I consider myself an alien. Games and memes are the only thing that make me happy. Well, I just hope that when you feel like that you have some support and you've got people you can reach out to. I have a Discord. If you'd like to join that, feel free. I've got to go get my baby milk. But anyway, just know you're all important and you all matter. So thanks for being here, and I will be back on Friday, and we will get Metroid Prime Remastered started. I'm super excited. Thank you, everybody, for your support and for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and I will see all of you. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Adios.